Yo. September 24th, 2021. Halfcast 140, episode 140. Let's do it. Yeah. Yeah. Happy Friday, y'all. We made it through another week. Hopefully yours were productive. Get that bottle of yak you've been looking at all week. Break your L's up, break up your blunts, enjoy responsibly, of course. Let's have another fentanyl-free Friday. Yeah. Of course, I have a few things to share with you guys. Yep. So this is how I know that I'm getting old. It was bound to happen sometime, right, folks? But people don't care what was there when you were young. So I'm like to the girl, I'm like 7-Eleven. There's two. 7-Eleven. She like, oh, the one by Bravo's. I'm like, Bravo's? Yeah, the one up by Bravo's. That's a supermarket. And yeah, no, not that one. The other one is down a little bit further. You know the one on. She like, yeah. She didn't know. And I'm like, the Bravos, like that Bravos used to be C-Town back in the day. And she just smiled. Like, oh man, I don't care. Like, oh man, I don't care. Listen, Unc. I think I would have got up. I think that would have hurt my feelings and shit. Listen, Unc. So for you Gen Z people, let's recap. Okay, well, we know the C-Town used to be, the Bravos used to be C-Town. The Verizon store used to be a sneaker market, used to be a sneaker shop. Not that any of you care. The dollar store used to be another sneaker shop, and the Eldridge Hotel, which is like a 4 or 5 star hotel right now, that used to be a welfare hotel. Yeah, it used to be a welfare hotel. So fun fact for you people, not that you give a good goddamn, I got some stories for y'all. Who's batting first? What? Nothing is more, I guess. What do you expect to get when you tell a younger lady or a younger man that like, yeah, well, that used to be the Burger King and that used to be, and what do you think? Oh, Avery, the fact that you know absolutely nothing of any significance just really turns me on. Take me right here where this used to be. Tell me what this used to be, Avery. No. Going landmarking it. I guess that's a thing. That could be a relationship thing. Yeah, let's go visit some landmarks. Nah. First up. Not bartender robbed at gunpoint. Says owner told him pay back or get fired. What? Are you kidding me? Somebody put a gun in my face, and the way you watered down these drinks, I'm surprised nobody came and shot this shit up a long time ago. Yeah, you want a $10 rum and coke, and it has neither you can either taste the rum nor the coke. It tastes like just pure tap water. It isn't even the good. Yeah, stop it. You're lucky somebody didn't. I stopped. The only reason he pulled the gun on me is because I was in the way from him getting. You fucking skinflint. Put some alcohol in them damn drinks. A barman said he was giving an ultimatum. I actually had somebody at a bar. I was like, well, damn, can I get a rum neat or something, a whiskey neat? And a neat means no ice. And they said, well, it has to have ice. That's not a neat then. That's not a neat then. Well, it has to have ice. We make money. We sell ice. That's exactly what the bartender said. We sell ice. Wouldn't that piss you off? You spend $50. A barman has said he was given an ultimatum to reimburse money stolen at gunpoint or being fired from his job. Well, you know what? I guess I quit, and then you'll be hearing from my lawyer. Yeah, you dick. The armed robbery occurred at a bar at the Western Las Vegas Valley on December 4th, 2020, according to the Las Vegas Review Journal. The Metropolitan Police Department said in a statement at the time, a male brandished a handgun at employees before the suspect fled the business with money taken from the business. Edward Parker, 42, who was reportedly working at the Lodge Bar at the time, has now said his employees instructed him to reimburse them for their financial loss. Fuck you, I had a gun pointed in my face. Yeah, what? So all the employees, I would think that would be a jerk move by the manager, but that's all the employees. So it could have been either one of you guys. If it was you, would you? Yeah, come on. The barman had published his version of events he described as a cautionary last call to the Vegas bartenders and servers Facebook page, which was shared by the Vital Vegas Twitter page, a news and tip site popularly located. Yeah, I went to bartending school, and you're supposed to notice when somebody has had a little bit too much. And yeah, the Twitter, because if somebody leaves and gets into a car and gets into an accident, the establishment could like be responsible. The photo purporting to show the lodge repayment form was also uploaded to the private Facebook page with around 14,500 members, described as the largest gathering of bartenders, servers, and industry professionals. Like, no. I want to know, why would you want somebody to pay you back for getting a gun put in their face? This is a cited proof of the bartender being presented with two stark options: repaying the stolen $3,937.35 in full through a lump sum payroll deduction. What? Bartenders don't make that much. Or via $300 equal deductions from paychecks. 3,000? No, hell no. They don't. Bartenders don't make that much for you to be. You know what? I'm not paying you. And you'll have you know what? If I got $4,000 to spend on some bullshit like this, I'll probably take about, if I do have $4,000, I would probably take about 800 and take you to court and countersue for like another 8 to make you just look stupid in court. You'll have to settle. Yeah. Next up. Wow, that's fucked up, man. People, man. In respect for Hispanic Heritage Month, shout out to all my fellow Spanish people, my Latinos and Latinas. I have something for you guys. Peruvian man sentenced for scamming Spanish-speaking U.S. residents. A Florida federal court sentenced a Peruvian man to 110 months in prison for threatening Spanish-speaking U.S. residents with arrest, deportation, and other legal consequences. If it's a scam to be had, somebody is going to figure it out. If they didn't pay for English classes, and come on, I would have just hung up and been like, well, you don't know where I stand. Yeah. Henry Miller owned and operated 2 call centers in Lima, Peru, which were used to target victims and their family members with legal action unless they paid for products to learn English, the Department of Justice announced Tuesday. Wow. Can you tell, well, what you get on the phone? How do you vet them? What do you say? Like, according to Peruvian authorities, Miller and his accomplices scammed victims out of at least $4 million. The 37-year-old pleaded guilty to conspiracy to committing mail fraud and wire fraud. Wow. Miller and at least 6 accomplices lied to and threatened individuals in the United States, particularly in the South Florida area, from April 2011 and until July 2000. You got greedy. The scammers, the Department of Justice said, were falsely telling victims that they were required to pay and accept. Who told me this? Like, yeah, you ask questions, people. Don't let nobody just bully you. When I was working in telemarketing, you're not supposed to say that you're a police officer if you're calling on behalf of the PBA or the whatever it is. And you're not supposed to say you're a police officer. Against the law, but you're supposed to talk authoritative. Yes, be sure to donate, and we will be giving you the 2020 decal, 2021, so you can show your support and put it in your window proud. So these are the top sponsors. I'll put you down for the $55. You're still over at 1210 Mockingbird Lane, right? Yeah. See, that's how you're supposed to talk to them and make them think that you're a cop. So yeah, to scare you into it. It's all a mental thing. If you would have just hung up on these folks, they probably would have. Yeah, Miller confessed that he and his co-conspirators pretended to be lawyers, court officials, and federal agents. Wow. The callers, who operated out of Miller Latinos en Acción and Acción Latino, were reached. Wow, this is supposed. Yeah, I would have been better off to translate this, right? That's research for you. Would reach out to victims and tell them that unless they came up with the money, they could face court proceedings, negative credit. You can't use credit. That's when I really would have hung up on them. Imprisonment and deportation. I'd like, go, send it to me in writing. Send it to me in writing. People, these type of agencies do not reach out to you over the phone. They will send you something in writing. And if it gets that serious, they will send a representative to your door. Like, always know that IRS, tax people, any one of these agencies, they will never contact you by phone asking you for information, private information, or anything that's so sensitive of this nature. They will send correspondence through the mail. Like, yeah, don't fall for the head fake. The defendants, in this case, defrauded immigrants by falsely promising free products to improve their English. In reality, the defendants were luring their victims into a trap of intimidation and fear, leaving them far worse off with substantial financial losses and often emotional scars from these crimes. It make you not even want to trust people. Like, yeah, with today's sentence, 5 defendants in this case have been brought to justice, demonstrating that those who prey upon U.S. consumers from abroad cannot do so with impunity. Yes. Yeah. Once again, people, please, if somebody call you talking this bull crap, trying to scare you off, and you're probably not all the way legal. Maybe you might have a cousin that's not right yet. He's on his way there, but he's not right. You want to keep the heat. Yeah, just don't. Like, call the BBB or something and ask for, let's see some credentials first. Yeah. Next up, moving right. Delete. Oh, here we go. Chris Cuomo's insulting sexual harassment apology shows just how little he thinks of women. Yeah, it runs in the family. I was pretty sure of that. Yeah, there's always a 2 peas in a pod. These gropers. Chris Cuomo is a man who doesn't think grabbing a woman's butt is unsolicited. And I read ahead this article, and it's just the wording just had me cracking up. Like, yeah, it's Chris Cuomo is a man who doesn't think grabbing a woman's butt unsolicited is sexual harassment. So why should he offer a sincere apology for it? And first off, don't touch anybody unless, don't just go around groping people random. Like, I'm pretty sure out of 10 people, at least 9 might not like it. And the one that does might be a weirdo. So, and an explosive new op-ed in the New York Times, a veteran TV news executive has accused the CNN anchor of sexual harassment in 2005. Of course, after his brother, where do you think he got it from? Tag team gropers. Shelley Ross, who was Cuomo's boss at the time, recounts how Cuomo groped her at a work party. He's his boss. Yo, his boss, her at a work party, then later sent an email apologizing. You wake up in the morning after you had those watered down rum and cokes. They go like, oh God, what did I do? Oh, I touched my boss's ass. Shit, I better get in front of this. I better find a way to get in front of this. I'm sorry, boss. First to Ross's husband, the husband. What? And then to her, yeah, he really tried to do damage control. Ross writes that the alleged incident took place when Cuomo walked toward me and greeted me with a strong bear hug. Also, relax, relax. Um, while lowering one hand to firmly grab and squeeze the flagrant grope. He learned it. They both perfected it. The two brothers, the flagrant grope, and squeezed the cheek of my buttock. Yeah, I'm 10. I don't care. I'm 11. I'm 11. According to Ross, Cuomo said to her, I can do this now that you're no longer my body. Even wait. Come on, man. I can do this now that you're no longer my boss. With the kind of cocky arrogance, yep, sound about right. Recalls pushing him off me at Ross recalls pushing him off me at the chest while stepping back, revealing my husband, who had seen the entire episode at close range. We quickly left, so the husband is probably like, oh, well, how long he been touching you? Yeah, if I'm a husband, if I'm on the outside looking in, it looks like somebody that's that comfortable doing that probably hasn't done that. And I'm a firm believer that when people do stuff like that, it's not the first time that they've done it because they had to build up some type of comfortability with it. So yeah, the first thing I'll ask my wife is like, well, how long has he been doing that? I'm sorry, baby. I gotta ask these questions to try to figure out exactly how deep into this we really are. I mean, soon after the incident, we received an email, or I would just punch him in the fucking face. He don't work there anymore anyway, right? It goes both ways. Soon after the incident, she received an email from Cuomo about being ashamed. He didn't feel ashamed. He's ashamed that he got caught. However, the apology left Ross with questions. My question today is the same as it was then. Was he ashamed of what he did? Or was he embarrassed because my husband saw? He was embarrassed because the husband. He apologized first in his email to my very good and noble. He said, his very good and noble husband, I shall not forthwith grope your betrothed. Henceforth, I will desist all manners of inappropriate groping and and unhandle your lady's fondling your lady's fond parts. More, Mr. Cuomo may say this as a sincere apology. It does not. It sounds like, yeah, my very good and noble husband. I've always I've always seen it as an attempt to provide himself with legal and moral coverage to evade accountability. Yo, you lost all accountability when you put your hands on that woman's hind parts or anywhere. It could have been anywhere. Don't touch anywhere. Stop touching people, man. Cuomo has since responded to Ross's op-ed in a statement shared by the Washington Post. As Shelley acknowledges, our interaction was not sexual in nature. It was for him. It was for him. It might not have been for you, but it was for him. It happened 16 years ago in a public setting when she was a top executive at ABC. Wow, I apologized to her then, and I meant it. No, you don't, because if you could do it again, you probably would. The apology from the CNN anchor has grim similarities with his brother. Former New York Gov Andrew Cuomo's lacking apologies. Hey, it's a butt. It's there. Butts get touched. It's two things butts do. They fart, they defecate, and they get grabbed. That's butts. That's the butts job. Also for workplace sexual harassment allegations, both deny any sexual nature in their actions. Suggesting, and this is not like, it's only funny because the fact that they think they have done nothing wrong. That it's nothing, it's just, yeah, it's butts. Butts get grabbed every day, be all right. Being like, yeah, you're tough, right? That if these women had perceived the sexual nature, it was their imagination. No, stop that. The brothers could perhaps benefit from looking up the dictionary definition of gaslighting. That's exactly what it is. Speaking of Andrew Cuomo, Chris Cuomo has been no stranger to controversy lately. The Cuomo prime time has faced an avalanche of criticism earlier this year. Yeah, when you do stuff like that, don't touch anybody. You know what I mean? One study found 60% of women say they experience unwanted sexual attention, sexual coercion, sexually crude conduct, or sexual comments in the workplace. A whopping 90% of employees who experience sexual misconduct don't report this experience, according to the same study. And yeah, I believe like uh a, a part of that 60%, it's a lot of the stuff that is unintentional, but it's still like awkward nonetheless. I was an assistant manager. I worked with a lot of fine young ladies. They were young, and I would always be sure to have my male employees relax. You know what I mean? And also myself, like, yeah, I wasn't looking at them in that type of way. But in these environments, anything could be misconstrued. These ladies here, nothing was misconstrued. Grabbing somebody on the butt is like, that is just, yeah, there's nothing more definitive than that. But wow, many audiences and obviously Cuomo himself would certainly benefit from CNN shining a light on this issue. But Cuomo's own response to Ross's op-ed shows little interest in investing this sort of effort. Or yeah, man, like, yo, you were supposed to just like say your apology, and I don't know, you weren't supposed to do it in the first place. Just don't touch him. Leave him alone. Had the husband there, my noble, her noble husband. Holy smokes. Man attempts to storm cockpit, strangles and kicks flight attendant. Yo, these planes have people so what? We had the guy that came out the restroom with his shirt off and and was rubbing up on the flight attendants, all drunk up. You had the kid, they had to tape him down because he was trying to kick the windows out of the airplane. You had the one guy that grabbed the lady by her ankles and stuck his head up her upper skirt. This is all on an airplane. Why do you want to act up when we like 30, 40,000 feet in the air? I would tase the hell out of you and sit down and let this man fly this plane in the cockpit at that. A man attempted to storm the cockpit of a JetBlue flight on Wednesday evening, and then proceeded to kick and choke members of the flight crew, according to an FBI. Why? Why? With a little more than a half an hour left in the flight from Boston to San Juan, Puerto Rico, you're going on a beautiful vacation. You had 30 minutes left. Damn, see if you could get yourself another shot, put your trade up, and whatever they do. And the man attempted to make a phone call and became angry about call's unsuccess. The flight attendant told the FBI. 30 minutes later, he allegedly rushed toward the cockpit, shouting in Spanish and Arabic to be shot. What are you talking about? Like, a flight attendant was able to get the man corralled back into the pit. Corral means sit your dumb ass down. That's a professional way of saying sit your stupid ass down back into the passenger seating area until a pilot decided to open the flight deck door, which I don't know. They should have did that. Yeah. And the incident, it could have been worse than what been somebody just wanting that response so they can like make a charge for the open cockpit or something like that. I don't know. And the incident was reported by the Daily Beast. The unruly passenger grabbed the flight attendant by the collar and tied with one hand and placed his other hand on the overhead compartment and attempted to gain leverage before kicking the flight attendant. What do you think this is? Passenger 57? What the fuck did you think you were doing? While he was yelling, he was still holding the JetBlue flight attendant by their tie. The affidavit said this resulted in the tie tightening and ultimately prevented the JetBlue flight attendant from breathing. What you had? Eventually, 6 or 7 crew members were able to gain control of the man using flex cuffs. However, the man broke out of the first pair of flex cuffs, and the crew needed to use 4 seatbelt extenders. Wow, a new pair of flex cuffs and a uniform necktie. Ooh, I would put that tie a little bit too tight. I would have did something. He would have caught an elbow to the side of the head or something. Oops, I'm sorry. Boom. Oops, I'm sorry. Plane landed safely in San Juan, cool, where the man was taken into custody. He now faces felony charges of interfering with the flight crew. Yes, thank you. Get that. God damn. What the hell did he think what did he think he was fighting against? It's San Juan, Puerto Rico, baby. The guy that came out and was harassing the flight attendants. Leave him alone, first of all. The same way Cuomo, stop being a Cuomo to everybody, man. These girls is not there. These ladies and sometimes men too also, they're not with it all. Yeah, they don't think you're as sexy as you think you're sexy. You're not as sexy as you think you are, man. And sometimes people just don't want to be bothered. Internet, next up. This is my last story. Goes fast. 26 minutes. Internet sides with woman who had adulterer edge on unfaithful husband gravestone. What the fuck? That's not so mean. That's fucking mean. I feel the energy though, but that's fucking mean as hell. So you're in hell trying to get a girl a watered down rum and coke. After all, till death do us part, baby. Death do us part. And the girl and the girl is like, well, no, you can't buy me a drink. No, I don't want your number. No, I don't want to give you mine. No. I don't want to meet you nowhere. No, I don't want none of your time. Why? Because somebody wrote on your tombstone, I heard you were a dog. How did you hear I was a dog? Yeah, somebody wrote on your tombstone, you're an adulterer. Yeah, I don't want you. You're no good. Yeah. She was like, yo, he was hoeing in life. He will not hoe in death. Now, I mean, oh, cock blocking ass wife. Death does not do you part. Reddit user U1 Poetry 9190 took to Reddit Am I the Asshole forum earlier this week to discuss an ongoing feud within her family. Oh no! And sparked a viral conversation in the process, racking up nearly 32,000 votes at the time of writing. Would you write? I wouldn't write nothing on my partner's tombstone, like hey, or except for the like beloved wife, daughter, sister, whatever. You know, like. Yeah, damn. The post central questions revolve around whether or not a widow separated from you won. You pushed him into that early grave. And then, yeah, you won. Separated from her husband at the time of death. The ultimate win is outliving somebody. I don't care what you're into. The post central question revolves around whether or not a widow separated from her husband at the time of his death has the right to inscribe his gravestone with the gravely insulting, albeit accurate, title adulterer in big letters, block style, Times New Roman. The situation, while certainly comical on the surface, also highlights the complex nature and expression of grief, especially when the infidelity of a loved one is involved. Wow. In the post, Redditor explained that their father and mother had a very bitter marriage toward the end of his life because he had a long-running affair with another married co-worker and got her pregnant before he passed. Ooh, messy, very messy. He was planning to leave mom, skip the country, and move to Canada to start a new life with her. This is fucked up. They had a house picked out and all. This is horrible. Yeah, maybe you should. Yeah. Chisel it right on there, sweetheart. Yeah. However, things became more complicated when their father passed away without warning under unfortunate circumstances. He suddenly died of a heart attack while having sex. Oh, this is Reddit. I don't know how. If this comes from Reddit, I don't know how. Yeah, it's a hell of a story. But if I can't find nothing really a reputable news source about this, then yeah, it is just that a hell of a story. The Redditor goes on to explain that their parents were in the process of getting divorced when he died, but the official paperwork remained unfinished. They were in the process of moving all things legal, but on paper they were still happily married. They wrote, "Wow." Mom decided to take one last stand against her husband by making his betrayal abundantly clear. They explained the post. Mom was hurt and petty and marked his gravestone as in loving memory of John Doe, son, husband, father, and adult. The cheating husband's family and still pregnant partner, however, were not pleased by this choice. I personally think it's fine. That's who he was. He was all of those things. And since it's my mom's plot, I can't do anything. Wow. Wow. I think she can. Yeah. 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 I think if she gets nothing else out of that mess that man put her through, nah, man, then she should at least be able to tack that on at the end as an added fu, man. Like, yeah, that's fucked up. Yo, that being said, I'm going to wrap this up. Let's try the dismount here because I have been very horrible at ending these things because I love you guys so much and I could talk to you for hours, but I will not. If you like the podcast, hit the like, hit the thumbs up, subscribe. And when you subscribe, hit the comment button, let me know, and we could chat about the show. We could chat, we could kick it for a little bit. I mean, it's just that simple, man. I love you guys. I'll be posting tomorrow, Saturdays. I usually do early recordings on Saturdays. So I will talk to you guys very, very soon. I love you guys. You have a very, very wonderful evening. Adios.